pulse of cold echoes where the numbers float. Every tick a breath I chase, lost inside this market space. I'm trading futures, trading time. Lines of rhythm, dollar signs. In the silence I align between the noise and the divine. Micro beats and macro dreams, golden silicon, endless streams. Patterns form then fade away. Prophets ghost won't ever stay. My pulse synced with the candle's flame. Fear and calm, they sound the same. One more tick, another try. Balance on the reason why. Risk is a rhythm. Patience, a sound. I breathe between the bars of now and next. I'm trading futures, sharing time. Fading lines through liquid signs. Every loss and every climb, all dissolve inside the mind. See, short, shade breathes back, and I disappear. To the track. Screens glow like city lights, heartbeat caught in the candle's rise. Ticks drift through the static haze, future whispers in dead waves. Charts breathe, pulse of cold echoes where the numbers float. Every tick a breath I chase, lost inside this market space.
Yeah. Afternoon stream, let's get it. Neon on the mic, yeah. Neon stepping in, yeah. Session wide awake. Night shift lay the ground. Matt set the play. Now it's midday money. Structure on the screen. Neon seeds acting holy, price moving clean. No FOMO type in the channel mode. We learned that lesson back in 24. Half gap buys when the market dips. DD bands bouncing, we let it rip. Bulls on flashing like a warning light. If it's not a line, we let it slide. Patience, heavy, discipline, sharp. Room full of killers, but we play it smart. When the clock strikes noon, liquidity rising, feel that boom. feel that shift. Market makers tryna midday drift. Fake break high, yeah, we seen that move. Liquidity pocket, we approve. Wish fan blowing when the entry's tight. Stops place clean, risk held right. Not gambling candles, we stacking skill. Consistency over chasing thrill. Chat moving steady, no chaos here. Green heart emojis when setups clear. If we win together, we lose compose. Trust the system, the blueprints close. Yeah, yeah. The room shows up. Yeah. The room shows up. When the clock strikes noon. The room shows up. Liquidity rising, feel that boom. The room shows up. The room shows up. Calm hands on the play, red and green, we pivot that way. The room shows up. The room shows up. The room shows up. The room shows up. Silence when the setup phones. Heartbeat with the market stones. One clean entry, breathe, don't rush. Midday pressure, but the room shows up.
What's up, fam? We here, baby. What's good in the hood? Welcome, fam. Welcome. If you've been here before, you know what to stamp in chat. You know what to stamp. The room shows up. If you're new here, let us know in chat where you're tuning in from. We want to know. We want to know if we got new family members in the house. What's up, fam? Let's see who's in the room. Ethan, Kevin, Green Hunters, B. Allison, Kev Trades. Hold on. It's Burn Trays, Devil, Teach Like a DJ, Mr. 21, Minnie Woo, Frazier, St. M's, SR20DT in the house. What up? Keegan, Ricardo, Adam, Rubber, not Dexter, Sinister Scalper, Oomfa, what's up? Mike H, Matoski in the house, Sir Darb in the house. Damn, we got a lot of family members in the house. What's going on, people? Yo. Slow day today. I don't know about you guys. Slow day for me. Slow day for me. Adam, Lino. Got some new names in the house too. Get touch that slow day for you too. Deweedas, you like that intro song? Produced by the Sir Darb. Zill from Finland, what's up? Elevation Era. I love it. I love it. What's going on, guys? All right, we got 2 giveaways today. We're going to go lights on in 1 minute. We got 2 giveaways today. Yeah, 2 giveaways today. We got 2 accounts to give away. And, I mean, who knows? Maybe a tweet wakes this market up. Agenda for today. So I had a solid session. I had a very solid session. I performed... I'm really happy with my performance today. It's a red session, but you guys know, right? You know, I judge my performance based on if I execute well, if I manage risk well, if I take trades when I see my edge. And if I do that and I'm red, I really, you know, I'm not bothered. So I did not underperform today. I performed very well today. Just a slow session. So a small red day so far. So item 2, right? Solid session, red P&L. So talk about that because I know a lot of traders, they kind of judge their session based on solely on their P&L. So it's good not to do that. Item 3, staying composed when the session feels over early. And I'll give you a little sneak peek into why I thought it was over early. It has to do with volume velocity, which, I mean, volume is pretty much gone right at the beginning of the session. Knowing your edge and recognizing when it's lower or missing, right? Because shortly after the open, my edge disappeared. And my accuracy was fine, but I couldn't get any drive off of my entries. So just real quick, I'll show it once we start talking about it, but just to kind of show a visual, here's the P&L on the, I copy traded these accounts. I mean, they're basically all, the curve is the same on all of them. But, right, you can see the percentage accuracy is my normal number, high 60s, low 70s, is usually where I clock in when I'm dialed in. So that's there, but still a red day. And that's just because I couldn't get any drive off of the entries, right? So edge wasn't really there for me. And that's why even with that accuracy, it's a red day. So far, at least. Volatility picks up and maybe there'll be an entry this afternoon. We'll see. And then ongoing self-development journey, right? I talked about this on Friday. I'm kind of, just doing my own reflecting on how I multitask with stream, because I realized that, I usually trade in silence and in a flow state, and just working on achieving some sort of flow state while also multitasking with stream. So, I want to be able to achieve that. So that's kind of ongoing. So that's going to stay on there. All right, let's go lights on here. In 3, 2, 1. Come on. There we go. We're lights on. We'll do our first giveaway at 200 likes. Or 200 likes. I'm surprised everyone didn't choose 199 likes. Let's see. Who out there in chat thought it was a slow day today? Who had a slow day and who felt it was just a normal day for them? Because it felt like a slow day for me. I couldn't get any drive off of my entries. And also I missed 2 entries. If you look in the top right where we have MHP and DD band on NASDAQ, it lined up perfectly with a seeds level. A little bit of heartbreak because I had an entry twice sitting here at 24,822 or 823, and you can see we almost got there, and we almost got there. Let me draw it. We almost got there, and we almost got there here. Now, I almost punched it. There, because what happens was as we got down to right before where my entry was, I did see price start to flutter and oscillate, like liquidity was kind of hollowing out down there and that we were going to get sucked back in. But, I've been experimenting with more resting orders because it kind of ties into item number 5, right? Yes, I trade in a flow state, but I want to see if I can trade more with resting orders. So there's less need for me to lock in so much when it gets to my entry area. So, that's an ongoing thing. But like this morning, I had resting entries there and it was so close to getting tagged, but just not quite there. And with my normal entry style, I would have got into those trades. So, a little bit frustrating, but, I can't abandon that project I'm working on of experimenting with the resting orders more. I can't abandon that just because I missed a couple of fills. That would be premature. But, I do recognize that I definitely would have taken at least one of these entries had I been using my normal scalping in style. But we'll see. I can't just abandon it when I'm just starting to test it. I'm seeing everyone saying felt terribly slow. Frazier barely traded. Cheeseball slow. Mark Z slow. Mutant made a few hundred. Sharkla, what up? What up? Ian said slow. Extraordinary said the room shows up. Grind day. Jay would say grind day. Yeah, it's been a slow day. So I had an inkling that it was going to be a slow day, but I wanted to take a couple of shots. And even though I saw it was probably going to be a slow day, and I'll tell you why I thought it was going to be a slow day. Let's scroll back. If you take a look at volume velocity on the left-hand side, I'm scrolling back to the open. Now, if you guys have, if you've been around the stream, you know that usually when I scroll back to the open, this volume velocity, it'll stay green until about 10:30 to 11:30 Eastern. That's usually when it crosses into the yellow. This morning, I mean, literally we opened and it immediately crossed into the yellow. So no volume the entire session. I mean, for it to be where it was at 10 a.m., my crosshairs at 10 a.m. right now, that's very uncommon. So just a slow session, but I took a couple stabs. Now, one of the things that hold on, my chat keeps minimizing. Let me just pin it here. There we go. One of the things that I'm just thinking about what's going on, why are we grinding right now? It almost felt like last week, early in the week, you had weak shorts getting squeezed out. What up, Gabe? Weak shorts getting squeezed out, and Friday, and really the end of last week, it almost seemed like more bigger shorts, maybe institutional shorts. I don't know. This is just a feeling. It just felt like someone was accumulating a position, and like larger shorts, they're not going to be squeezed out in one individual session. Like, it feels like someone is absorbing all the buys right now. So it feels to me like someone's accumulating a short. But who knows? You know, I don't know. That's just a feeling I had. And, I could be totally wrong. I move fluid session to session, but it just, it just feels like there's some topside absorption, and it feels like the overnight action, even though it was a move up, it was such a controlled move up, and I don't think it was a controlled move up necessarily because of lack of buying. I just think there was someone there. So, there was participants sitting on the ask, absorbing the up move. That's just what it felt like to me. So, I don't know. Maybe that gets lifted off in tomorrow's session. And we move towards the top of this range, but I don't know. It feels like someone's accumulating a position. That's just what it feels like to me. So, with that being said, even though I was looking for longs at this decision block, after I wasn't getting filled, I was trying to fade it back down into the area where I would be getting filled. And I know that was a little bit of a risky play. When I'm trying to get filled on a long, I miss my entry, and then I end up trying to fade it down. But I just couldn't find the entry, and that's why my P&L pretty much rotated around 0 and ending, so far in the red. So, item number 2, solid session with red P&L. Right, I had a really good session. I was really locked in on risk management. I was really locked in on getting in where I wanted to get in. And, this is just the way that the trades just didn't end up in my favor. But every trade I took today, I was happy with. Every trade I took today, I would take again. And, so I performed really well. Managed risk really well. And, so the props took a little hit. My regular account took a little hit, but a very solid session, even though it's a red day. Staying composed when the session feels over early. So that can be tough. That can be tough for anyone, because especially on a Monday, it's been the weekend. You're kind of ready to get back into the zone, get back to work. And today's session, there wasn't a lot of drive. So what happens on sessions like today is a lot of people get chopped up, right? Especially people who wait for a lot of confirmation on their entries, because it's almost like price would move in a certain direction, and then it would quickly turn around, or whatever, that move will quickly get stuffed. And it becomes very difficult to manage risk when you're kind of stair-stepping in one direction, stair-stepping in another direction, but you're constantly gyrating around the center, and you're not really getting any drive off of entries, right? And that is essentially why I was not able to get anything going. And let's bring up the stats again. Right, you can see accuracy's fine, But what's telling is the average winning trade versus the average losing trade, right? You can clearly see, like usually I'm around 1-to-1, maybe a little bit less than 1-to-1, but my losers were bigger than my winners because I couldn't get any drive going, right? So it's almost like to manage risk, you know, I'm kind of stopping out or I'm scaling out, lightening up positions. And then as things are moving in my favor, I'm just not getting any drive. So wasn't able to get anything going. Yeah, so negative expectancy per trade on the day. And, you know, negative P&L. Let's see where we're at with likes here. We got 2 giveaways today. 146 likes already. Yeah, guys, smash the like button. Oh, we're coming back into that decision block. Let me see. Okay, so here's the dilemma here. We're coming back down into this decision block. It's also MHP on NASDAQ. It's also DD-BIN on NASDAQ. The problem is there's no volume right now. There's no volume. So I don't know. If you just joined, I had an order this morning at 24,822. The market missed it twice and moved nicely off of that level. I don't know. I feel like if I put that order out there now and it just sells through it, I don't know. There's no volume. I just think it's going to be a choppy. I just think it's going to be a choppy trade. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll put 1 micro on or something down there. The session just, it feels like no one's there. It feels like no one's there. Feels like we kind of keep getting stuffed, but that was the entry I'd been waiting for. So, I am Liquidity said that I noticed that my decision block lines up roughly with the 8 a.m. pre-market open. I didn't notice that. I'm sure sometimes it always is probably going to line up with something. I didn't notice it. I didn't notice, but I really just pay attention to the decision blocks. I pretty much just pay attention to the seeds levels and the rocket scooter levels. Like pre-market low and those kind of intra-session liquidity pivots that mostly have retail volume around them. I don't pay too much attention. I don't pay too much attention to them. You know, because I don't know. I don't know what this. I don't have any edge making decisions around those levels. Let's see. See, I can't see the likes on my surface. Oh, and you know what? Let's real quick. Let me just open up the Twitter. You could see on Twitter, even this morning at 9:30 a.m. So right at the open, right? I posted a screenshot of what I was seeing, and I said, I see the case for both directions. Neutral bias for the open, going to let things settle in, right? So I didn't have a bias at the open. And usually 3 days out of the week, or about 3 days out of the week, I'll usually have a bias and be trading, you know, right at the open or near the open. So I didn't have a bias at the open. And honestly, I still don't have a bias. I still don't have a bias. Because I see the chart both ways. There's liquidity up, there's liquidity down. It feels like someone or some group is getting short, right? Absorbing top side. But at the same time, who knows when that short's going to take off, or if I'm just completely wrong, right? So I'm just directional bias for me today. It was neutral. It's still neutral. So that makes it difficult. Yeah. So, you know, even though the session was kind of slowed down super early, I was like, you know what? At least I'm not deep red. At least I'm not deep red, and I'll see if something pops up. It was a little bit annoying to not get filled on those orders when I had the level. So like that level lined up really well with MHP on NASDAQ. You know, I probably should have jumped into that, but I wanted to stick to those resting orders and try that out. Let's see. Mutant 8, is fib a good indicator in choppy days like today? What is fib? What's that indicator? The only thing I know about fib would be Fibonacci. I don't know any other indicator. But Fibonacci is not really an indicator, so I'm not sure. Mutant 8, let me know what you mean, and I can respond to that. Chester Frack said, "Geez, no follow through, killing me here." Yeah, Chester Frack, I just showed my little Tradovate screenshot thing from their, you know, they have a little feature where you could see your sessions stats, and my accuracy was fine, but no follow through for me either, which is why I'm red. Jake from State Farm, we could see your text, so I don't think you're banned. You could see your text, brother. Mutant 8 said yes, Fibonacci. So Mutant 8, I don't do anything with the Fibonacci. The retracements, I know it's like 38.2, 23.6, 61.8. I know the numbers. But I don't do anything. I don't do anything with that. To me, the only number I really pay, like, I'll pay attention to the midpoint between things, and I readjust the Fibonacci tools in any trading platform I use. Like you could see here, I'm highlighting over Fibonacci retracement. I always modify the retracement tool and I use it to find the midpoint of stuff. But I don't use the standard. I don't use the standard numbers. I just use the tools for other stuff. Miracle X, do you have lockout feature on Tradovate? You don't have it. I don't use Tradovate. The only thing I use Tradovate for is I only started using it recently because there's a feature where you could see a curve of your session, and you could also you could put in a date range and you could see the curve of your P&L over a date range as well. I don't execute on Tradovate. I execute on Ninja Trader. This is the lowest volume session I've observed in, I don't know, probably 20 sessions. This is the lowest volume I've seen in probably 20 sessions. Hey Mutant 8, if you haven't taken the boot camp, take the boot camp. It will help understand things like like why people like to use the midpoint. Like I like to use the midpoint because the midpoint between two liquid areas is usually a point of interest as well, right? So I always use the midpoint of things. Yeah, it's contract change as well, yeah. Let's see where we're at as far as likes go. Maybe we can get close to our first giveaway. Let's see. Uh, 189 likes. Let's get up to 200, and then we do our first giveaway. Levi Jones says, "Yeah, the volume split between the two contracts." Yeah, it could be that. Could be a roll because people are rolling over. ID 1610 said UVXY is barcoding. Hard to pick a direction like this. Yeah. See if I missed any other comments here. Positive resilience. Someone was asking about resilience. I mean, we had positive resilience. So yes, technically the open is support, but we also have MHP resilience negative on NASDAQ. So Kind of a split there. I personally usually give more weight to MHP and its resilience than I do to like if resilience, if the open, half gap, or the close is lining up with MHP, I'll more defer to what the indicators say about MHP. Larry said, appreciate the no BS transparency. Of course. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Can anyone help out Miracle X? He's asking about a lockout feature on Tradevate. I don't know. Not sure what that is. I'm assuming it's probably like to lock you out for the day or something. Let's see what else we got here. Eva Trey says, yes, it's new. Red X button at the top. Gabe says Alt F4. Nice. Lucid has it, Funded Next does not. So it looks like it sounds like it's a risk management feature of Tradevate. Hey, I'm not really set up to, because I don't want to mess up the layout of the stream right now. Could anyone in chat, could anyone just see what the current daily volume is for the March contract versus the June contract for NASDAQ? Like how much volume has NASDAQ March contract had today? How much volume has NASDAQ June contract had today? Could anyone in chat look that up? Or like just check on your charts? I just don't want to mess up the stream layout to do it. Oh, here we go. I'm liquidity. 790,000 on June. And he's probably switching ticker. And 850,000 on March. Okay. Got it. I don't want to ask too much, but I wonder if someone could look at the volume at the delta of that too. Nah, that'd probably be difficult. All right, so it's split. It's split. Hey, I am liquidity. Could you do one more thing? I'm sorry. Could you do one more thing? What was the volume of the what was the volume traded on the March contract on Friday? What was the volume traded on the March contract on Friday? Chat's the best. You guys are the best. 2.3 million. Okay, there, yeah. So, like, we're already at 2 o'clock. Volume is low. It's split between the two contracts. I am liquidity. Thanks for hitting us with that information. That's helpful. Gabe coming through with some information as well. Thanks, I appreciate that. So that makes sense, you know. So, that was for MNQ? Well, whatever. It's all relative. Relativity is more important than the actual contract. Okay. Eva Trades, the information I just asked for, that would just be gained based on a daily chart of looking at the two contracts. I'm sure that's what I am liquidity probably did. I just didn't want to do it because the stream layout, I've got all the windows and everything set correctly. I don't want to mess it up. All right, guys, it's time for our first giveaway. Let's, we are giving away. Okay. So first we're going to give away a 25K account. And then during Power Hour, we're going to give away a 50K account. So we're giving away 2 accounts today. The family's growing. The room shows up. It was a good session. Happy with my performance today. I'm feeling good. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Let me open up the little giveaway engine. Minimize the Twitter. Let's see, YouTube. We got over 300 people in the house. All right, let me refresh this tool. Stand by. We're going to do our first giveaway. We're giving away a prop account. Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Filter messages by hashtag. All right, guys. Type in, hit the like. All one word, hit the like. Type in hit the like if you want to enter the giveaway. Hit the like. All right, we're monitoring. All right, let's talk about our deals right now, and then let's talk about our what we're giving away. First, the giveaway. First, the promos right now. So when you use code Rocket Scooter, right? If you want to reduce your risk on your prop firms, how do you do it? One of the ways is lower your cost. How do you lower the cost? Use code Rocket Scooter. All right, so Tradeify's 30% off all accounts. My funded futures, 50K rapid for $97. That's 37% off. ETF, 80% off all non-fast track evals. Funded next. Okay, for funded next, there's a buy one, get one promo. All challenges. Free account issued after first performance reward. Oh, that's cool. You got to use a certain link. So I'm going to go ahead and put this link into chat. So if you're making purchases for funded next, the code is Rocket. It's not Rocket Scooter, and the link I just put it in the chat box. I just put it in the chat box. So that's pretty cool. Like if you're a consistent trader, there's no reason to not do that buy one get one. That's cool. The futures deck 60 to 75% off. Take Profit Trader, which is one that I really like. 40% off plus 100% initial test refund. And then Phidias is 60% off fundamental and swings. And Lucid is 40% off. That's kind of a long list. Maybe I'll split it up next time, half and half. But Lucid is 40% off. Now, what are we giving away? We're giving away a funded next 25K rapid. Okay, so this is a nice little account. This account, it's got a $1,500 profit target, $1,000 maximum loss, no activation fee, no minimum benchmark days, and then your size is 10 micros in the challenge and 15 micros in the 15 micros in the funded. So you can, this is a crazy amount of leverage for that amount of drawdown. On the 25K accounts, I usually only trade between 1 and 5 micros, really, I think. Depending on the stop distance. You know, I think, speaking of stop distance, I think me missing my fills today was partly due to I didn't really adjust enough for contraction in volatility today. Volatility was tightened up quite a bit. I was still using a 67-point marker as the distance between the initial level and that final stop, with the bulk of the position to be added about 50% into the distance to the stop, meaning the actual stop on the bulk of the position would have been around 34 points, or 33 points, 31 points. But I really think, you know, I probably had that order a little bit too far away because volatility contracted today. So Rockstar said, yeah, I placed limit orders to add. So this is usually, that is not my primary method of executing. I usually scalp into my entries trying to find the apex turning point of a trade. But one of the things I've been experimenting with is trading more with limit orders, because that's going to be more manageable if I'm multitasking with stream. The way I enter my trades typically in my morning session, it's just, I couldn't imagine myself being able to do that while multitasking with streaming. Because I'm just so locked in when I'm executing. So I'm just experimenting with a little bit of a different style, more like it's not that I never use limit orders, I'm just using them more than I normally would. You know, just to see if I can maintain my edge executing a different way, but in a way that's more feasible for me to do while I'm streaming, then I'll do that. So long as it doesn't diminish any of my edge, that'll be nice. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to execute like that while multitasking. So I got to try different things. Leono Gardner said, is the giveaway currently running? Yes. The code word is hit the like. BF4433 said pick the winner. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got here. Let's see how many entries we got. We still got people clicking in, so we got to give people a chance. All right, it's a funded next 25K rapid. I'm seeing people say NVDA, let's go. There's some sort of news or catalyst with NVDA. Not really seeing it reflected here in NASDAQ. Gabe said pick Vic. Nvidia press conference? Not interested. Hey, if it sells us down to 24,820 just because of an Nvidia conference, that will be that'll be interesting. Oh, I see. MHP resilience going up. I see. But see, I see that on the chart anyways. Can I put the giveaway wheel on the screen? Yeah, it's not going to be a wheel. It's going to be a, it's going to look a little different. $225 entrants. Smash the like button, fam. Smash the like button. Fabian says 24,800. Do I mean it goes up to 24,800? No, I'm trading the June contract. I'm trading June contract today. So for me, it will be down to 24,800. How many of you guys are still trading the March contract today? Who's trading March and who's trading June? I rolled over today in my platform. Yeah. Damn, we're seeing both. Top Step is still on March. What do you mean you can't switch your contract in Top Step? CWISN has both? Oh, that sounds stressful. The only thing that sucked is the overnight dynamic levels in the Discord. Those were on those were for the March contract, so that was kind of a bummer. I don't have them marked on my chart today. I didn't do the translation. I kind of wish the translations were there, but I didn't see them. I didn't feel like doing them. All right, it's giveaway time. I'm gonna spin it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick a winner. Martin K 972. Martin K. We know Martin K. Martin K. Martin K. Step up to the plate. Claim your prize. Martin K said the room shows up. Congratulations, Martin. Martin's a regular. Rand says rigged. I'm Liquidity said you should get 50x entries for the Matoski's joshing out there. He says up shows room the Matoski. What's up, Matoski? How was your session, brother? Neon's red on the session. Small red. Where's the challenge account up, Matoski? Where's it at? I'm Liquidity. Thank you for the help there with the contract numbers. I appreciate it. Matoski says 500K on the dot. Nice. Hey, Matoski. So last week, someone came up with this idea. I don't know. Someone made a joke saying, "Hey, imagine if you could buy options on the account balance for the challenge account." And I said, I remember the bet that I said I would take, Matoski. I said I would take 700,000 calls with Friday the 27th expiration, and I would also buy a few 800,000 calls. And I said I wouldn't buy them farther out than the 27th. This was last week. When I make options trades, I'll usually buy them. You know, maybe I'll buy them 4 weeks out, but I always aim to close the trade between 3 to 10 sessions, maybe 15 sessions. But if there were options on the challenge account, I'd be buying Friday the 27th, 700,000 calls and some 800,000 calls. Although I might go for at this point I might go for let's see, April 3rd. Just given today's environment, low volume, I don't know how volume's going to pick up. So I might buy April 3rd, 700,000 calls, and then some April 3rd, 800,000 calls. But that would, you know, we need some action to pick back up into the market, but that would be my bet. I don't know if you were here last week, but I thought that was cool. Someone just made that joke, and I was like, if you could buy options for that account, this would be my bet. Anyways, let's see what we got here. All right, so Martin K, congratulations. So to claim your prize, you're going to click the link in the description for the Discord. You're going to go to the contest channel. You're going to message the admin name Slacks, SLACKS, and he gonna send him a picture of your YouTube ID. And he's going to do something. Chat knows what he's going to do. Chat, let us know what he's going to do. He's going to hook you up. Oh, Neon. Okay, let's see. I'm Liquidity said, the volume delta on the H contract is plus 60, and on the June contract, it's plus 25. Oh, so it's positive delta on both. But it's more positive. There's more of a positive delta on the H contract, huh? Interesting. Man, we're just stuck in this stable block. All right, we still got another giveaway, guys. So stick around. More giveaways to do. Volume slow. Liquidity low. Rockstar said you want a long from here. Yeah. It's kind of choppy in this area. It's kind of choppy. Volume slow. The volume slowed down today almost immediately after the open. Almost immediately. Like there's low volume and there's low volume and there's also low price velocity. So overall, this is just like it's not necessarily that it's illiquid. It's just like we're moving in slow motion because there is absorption going on both sides of the tape. In my opinion, I think someone's getting short. That's my opinion. What's going on here? Come on. I'm blurry. I gotta fix this. BRB. There we go. Oh, what happened there? Sons of Wall Street, good afternoon. Let's see, we got positive MHP resilience and positive resilience on NASDAQ and ES now. I guess that's because of that NASDAQ, because of that Nvidia thing you guys are talking about. Speehoff. Okay, Speehoff asked a good question. Do I recommend prop firms? So, yes, and there's a specific reason why I would recommend them, because a couple weeks ago, Speehoff, we polled chat, and there was probably 300 or 300 to 350 people in chat when we polled everyone. We polled people to figure out, like, why did people trade props, right? Because I was just trying to understand, like, what's the appeal of them. And it was an overwhelming response. Pretty much everyone likes them because they feel that there's lower risk, which makes sense. You know, if you're just buying a $100 account and you're trading it sensibly, then of course there's low risk. And if you're buying a whole bunch of accounts, but maybe you don't have experience yet, maybe you lack self-control, then I guess your downside is limited, because it's not like a regular account where you know, you can kind of let things run away from you. With the prop accounts, you know, you have your drawdown amount, then you'd have to probably go and you got to go buy another account, and I think it'll probably slow the process down a little bit. So yeah, I recommend prop accounts for people who are learning how to trade. And then I guess with the trade copier now, I've discovered the trade copier that, I mean, I guess even regular traders, you know, maybe they want to set up a trade copier and copy their trades over to prop accounts. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many traders there are that are not streamers that are doing something like that. Because if you're trading a liquid instrument, it'd probably make more sense just to trade with more size than to try to, you know, make an extra 100 grand from working with a copy trader, and it's probably a lot of extra steps that you don't need to do. So I recommend them for specific people. And I've got experience with the Lucid and the TPT ones, and they seem good. Echo said, so Echo, my name is Neon. This is my show, the Neon Cucumber Show, but it's hosted on the Day Trading with Matt channel. So Matt streams in the morning, I stream in the afternoon, and then Sir Darb, aka Brad, streams in the evenings. So Matt does live and props. I do live and props. I just started doing the props with this stream, so I'm newer to the props. But even Matt, I think he's only been trying the props out for maybe a year or a year and a half. Yeah, I think the props are attractive to people for the stream because I think there's a lot of developing traders that join these streams, and it's a good way to manage risk and kind of learn the game. And then once you accumulate capital, then you can, or maybe when you run out of prop, maybe when you get banned or move to live on all the prop accounts, then then maybe move to a regular account. I think everyone's journey is different. Spehoff said, which prop firm do I recommend? So me personally, so when I was starting out with the prop firms, I did some research and I started out with TPT, Take Profit Trader. Now, that's not necessarily because I understood all the rules and everything, Spehoff. The reason I went with them first is because they only had one choice, and I didn't really know and want to take the time to research every single aspect and which one's going to be the best. I just knew that they had a good reputation, so that's what I started with. And after trying them, I would recommend the TPT, and then the Lucid's cool as well. What we're going to be releasing is a prop firm scoring website, which will actually assign a score to each account. And that'll be really good because then people can just go on there and see what the score is associated with an account, and also understand, like, is it a good value? Is it very easy to pass or easier to pass, right? There'll be like a difficulty score, a value score. There'll be different metrics that the score is based on. So a prop scoring website, that's going to be released soon. It's in alpha right now. But yeah, I recommend TPT, Lucid, really any of the ones in the header of this stream: Funded Next, Tradeify, TPT, Phidias, My Funded Futures, and Lucid. But the ones I've experienced with are TPT and Lucid. But it's only a month or so of experience, but I haven't had any issues with them. Dogpedia Shorts, what up, G? Infidis said, if you are not an experienced trader with success with other props, you have zero business testing with a firm that has intraday at any point. That's probably true. Although, I mean, for me, I chose TPT because, I mean, for me, I wasn't super bothered about the intraday rule because, I mean, I've got solid stat. I mean, I've been trading almost 15 years, so I wasn't really worried about the difficulty rules. I mean, I had my mind on the trailing drawdown, but I think if you're just a regular trader and you have consistent edge, it doesn't really make a difference. Unless you trade with a low accuracy and a high risk reward, which I do not. Echo said I look like Matt with a hat on. Yeah, different complexion though. Let's see what else we got here. Spehoff said, how hard is it to pass the eval? I think how hard it is to pass an eval. I would say if you have edge and you don't, I would say if someone has edge and you're not like a low accuracy, high risk reward trader, but you're just a regular, you have like 65, 70% accuracy, 60% on a bad day. you know, 45% on a red day sort of thing. But, you know, let's say you have consistent edge and you trade with close to a 1-to-1. I mean, it's pretty, in my opinion, pretty easy to pass the evals. They're just, you know, just manage risk. And like most of the ones I did, I think it was like 3 to 8 sessions. I traded them just like a mini account. I didn't try to YOLO them. I just traded them like a regular account because I didn't want to develop bad habits. Because I'm new to props, you know, so I don't want to have to manage 2 games, prop game and regular game. So I'm just like, I'll just trade them like regular little miniature accounts, and that worked fine. Echo said it's all about the mindset. Don't hurry to pass. Yeah, I would agree with that. Because to me, it's like, you know, in a live account, you're not, you know, you shouldn't be in a hurry to make money in one day. You know, you just want to make money over the week, over the month, over the year. So, I don't know. I would personally, that's how I think it's better to treat them. Laru said, do I place trades in the first 30 minutes? Yes. Almost every day. Almost every day. The first hour of the session is I'm extremely active most days. I would say there's maybe one day a week that I'm 1 or 2, like most days I'm placing a trade in the first 30 minutes. Most days I'm placing a trade in the first 20 minutes. At least 3 days a week. 3 days a week. Like if I would look over the course of a year, I would say 3 days a week. Oscar, what's up? Like probably my average is 3 to 4 days a week. G80 said, can I go over my process in the opening? Absolutely. So first thing I will do, so one thing you can do is you can follow me on the Twitter, and I kind of post my morning thoughts. So let's go ahead and actually, let's answer G80's question, because I'm very methodical with the way I approach my morning. So it's a good question. Let's go back. Let's open up the Twitter. Okay. So my process for the morning, right? Oh, and someone was asking about the about evals. I'm pretty sure I posted a recent eval on here. Yeah, someone was asking about the evals, like how long does it take to pass an eval? Like I think this is pretty typical. Like I just traded this like a normal small account. 662 drawdown, $1,500 run up, right? Because it was a $1,500 target. I think this one took 5 days, January 1st to January 5th. 71% accuracy. Largest winner 128, largest loser 95. Average winner 26, average loser 27. You know, so like this is, if you have edge, you just trade it like a normal account, and you know, it's pretty easy to pass it. It's not, you know, unless you're taking huge size. Because one thing I did notice is all the props, they allow way more size than you need for the available drawdown. So they set it up so that people can YOLO them. Because I'm sure a lot of people just say, oh, this is the max size, I'll just trade with the max size. You know, I'm not like that. Because, I don't know, you're just not managing risk if you're doing that. And you could develop bad habits. Oh, this is the wrong... there we go. Now you can see the full width. Damn, Twitter doesn't really allow... It doesn't squish down the... Here. This is the Twitter. There we go. I gotta like move the window around. But you can go on my Twitter and you can see the screenshots. But these are the stats for an eval. All right, let's minimize this. let's go back to, someone was asking like my morning process, right? So let's scroll back all the way to basically the beginning of this Twitter thing. Okay. I usually, let's see, I usually post the, okay, here we go. So this is an example, like March 3rd, right? My thoughts going into the session, how I kind of think about things. March 3rd at 9:04 a.m. before the open. I said NASDAQ seems eerily sticky down here at 24,500. No bias for the open. Gonna let the session settle in. Short bias for the overall session as of now. 24,250 could get tagged today if the market feels heavy an hour or so into the session. And that day, that level did, I believe, get tagged. But this is an example of like what I'm doing in the morning. I'm taking a look at the chart and I'm trying to see, you know, which direction do I think the market's going to go? And I do it based on two things. I do it based on where we are in relation to the overnight levels that we had from Rocket Scooter, right? Because those are volume pivots. So typically I'm confident that there's going to be some volume and participation around them. And also Neon Seeds, where I have my gray blocks, which represent stable zones, which are typically zones where price gravitates towards, right? And the cleaner that map is, the more confident I am in certain levels. Because sometimes you'll see levels clustered together, charts look like a mess. If the chart looks like a mess, usually the session's going to be a mess, right? So my process in the morning is to just take a look at the chart, and based on my experience, I'll draw a conclusion on what I think is going to happen. And, you know, my reads are usually pretty good. Like I'm confident in my reads, and I use them as the basis of how I approach my morning. Unfortunately, there's no exact mechanical description of how I come up with my thesis. You know, some of it is just, you know, it just kind of, it's subconscious just from seeing thousands of sessions. Let's see. Okay, here's another one. Okay, so this is 9:03 a.m. on March 4th, the next day. I said, sitting in a massive area of potential stability. As we are closer to the top of the range with a lot of potential stability low, I'd love to see a test of the 25,100 area. I think it's going to be a liquid but non-directional open unless we move a lot first, right? So I'm going into the open with that thought. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking it looks like it's probably going to be an illiquid, a liquid but non-directional open. So it could be a little bit risky to put it on a position too close to the open. So, you know, I'm thinking like that going into the open. We'll skip this one. This was just an order I had sitting that we came within a couple of ticks of it and it missed it. So I just posted a screenshot. I was frustrated. Keep going. The trade. That was a mid-session overview. Okay, March 11th, 9:30 a.m. Stable zones above, stable zones below. A lot of decision blocks in between. I'll be waiting for the market to show its hand. Possible no trade morning ahead. We shall see. Right, so these are the kind of things these are kind of thoughts I'm coming up with pre-market. So you check out my Twitter if you're interested in kind of following along with what I think. Usually I'll post it in the morning if I remember. But yeah, that's my morning process. Read the chart, come up with an initial thesis. Hopefully, my favorite kind of open is when I have a directional bias. My favorite kind of open is when I have a directional bias and there's only one level to trade off of and a lot of empty space below, right? Not last week, but the week before, there was 2 days where I was long bias. There was one Neon Seeds decision block below, and then as soon as we opened, there was a Rocket Scooter level that popped up that lined up right with that decision block. And on both of those days, I hit those levels really hard. Why? Because I had a directional bias and I had a level to trade off of with nothing below it. So what that basically means is that my need to scale into the trade is less. So I can hit the trade harder in a tighter range, and I'm going to know whether I'm right or wrong because there's not other levels below that will answer that question, right? If there's a level and then the next level below is like 100 points down or 120 points down or something on NASDAQ, you know, I'm not going to usually hold for that whole thing. So I'll know if that level I'm trading off of is holding or not. It's not like I'm trading off of a level and then there's another one 25 points below. I'm like, well, is that the level? Am I wrong? If we get to that level, I kind of got to see if that level holds. And then there's another level 15 points below that. I'm like, well, am I wrong? Kind of got to see what if that level holds. You know, there's too many places for me to know, am I right? Am I wrong? So when there's just one level, that's the best. And that's when I really hit it hard with full size. You know, and 2 out of 3 times I'll get the move I'm looking for. And usually 1 out of 3 times I'll either stop out break even or I'll stop out for a full loss. But I come out ahead. All right, and that's how I trade. Oh, Frankie asked a good question. Frankie asked a good question. And guys, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in chat. Pretty low volume this afternoon, so we might just melt up higher, but I don't know. Nothing stop a tweet from coming in and dumping through this range. So Frankie asked, can I explain what I mean by low accuracy and high risk reward and what is the best strategy? So listen, there's no exact perfect way to trade, but you know, I know that there's some traders out there who trade with a low hit rate. So what that basically means is maybe they're right 1 out of every 3 times, but when they're right, the amount that they make on the trade is disproportionate to the amount that they risk. So let's say someone's right 1 out of 3 times, but on the time that they're right, they make 5 times the amount that they risked. And on the times that they're wrong, you know, they lose 1. So they take 3 trades, they make 5 on the winner, and then they lose 2 on the 2 losers. So after 3 trades, they come out plus 3, right? So that person has edge, even though they only have a 33% accuracy, right? They win, they make 5. Or I forget what number I said, but I think I said 5. They win, they make 5. They lose 1. So after 3 trades, they've made 5, they've lost 2, they're plus 3, right? And then there's traders who are, you know, maybe they're right 66% of the time. And when they're right, they make 1. And when they're wrong, they lose 1. So they take 3 trades, they're right twice, plus 1, plus 2. They're wrong once, minus 1. They're left with 1 after 3 trades, right? So there's no right way to do it. And I just use the, you know, whatever the 33%, 66%, just as an example, just to explain it. Neither way is right or wrong. However, one thing that traders with low accuracy but high risk reward often lose sight of, and sometimes it drives them crazy when it happens, is the statistical probability of a sequence of losers when you have a low accuracy. The normal distribution, the expected string of losers, is a longer string of losers. I'm going to bring up a chart to explain what I mean. Let me see. Probability of consecutive losers. Okay. So I've just brought up this chart called probability of consecutive losing trades in a 1,000 trade sequence. Now, all traders take a different number of trades every day or whatever, but the way I read this chart is 1,000 trades, it's pretty common for traders to take 1 to 3 trades a session. So I just say 1,000 trades. You know, you figure some people scaling in, scaling out at different levels. So 1,000 trades, I just say it's 1 year. That's just the way I read the chart. Right, wrong, indifferent, whatever. So to go back to this hit rate thing, right? And why it changes the normal streak of losers. It changes the normal streak of losers. Right? What is the statistical norm where someone can say, "Oh, I had X number of losers in a row." Well, whatever. That's normal. So the way I like to read this chart is if someone has a this is just the way I read this chart. It's not right or wrong. This is just the way I read the chart so that I can expect a certain number of losers in a row even when I'm exercising my edge. I usually have around 65 to 70% accuracy. So when I read this chart, what I would do is subtract 15% from that average. So I would take 70% and then I would go 65, 60, 55. So I would say, for reading this chart, I'm just going to assume I have a 55% win rate, even though I know my win rate is greater than that. And then I'm going to say, okay, so that means in a year, in any given year for me, I can expect, even if I'm performing fine and just based on market conditions, I can expect I'm probably going to have a string of 7 losers in a row. It's probably going to happen. And you know, in January, I talked about it a few weeks ago when we brought up this chart. In January, I had 6 or 7 trades. Now, they weren't like, you know, it was scaling in, so it wasn't 6 whole trades, but six entries where I was wrong 6 times in a row. And I didn't panic and say, oh my God, I need to change my strategy. Something's wrong. I just said, yeah, like that's normal. That's in the normal distribution of what I can expect for a losing streak based on my edge. You know, so I didn't panic. But, and then you could see, like, see the probability of 10 is 29%. So I can expect, you know, once every 3 years or so, I'm going to have 10 bad reads in a row. And that's, to me, that's about right. Like, you know, once every 3 years, I'll probably have 10 losers in a row. But that's just this statistical norm for my edge. So what does that mean? Well, you could see that the lower the win rate, the higher the likelihood of a certain number of losers in a row. So traders who have a lower hit rate, even though they might have equivalent overall trade expectancy of a trader with a higher accuracy, the trader with a lower accuracy, it's basically a statistical certainty that they are going to have longer consecutive losing streaks compared to someone who has a higher hit rate. That's just the math, you know, that's just the numbers. And these numbers, they realize themselves. They really do. I keep a printed copy of this chart on my desk. The reason I keep a printed copy of this chart on my desk is because I know these numbers realize themselves. And about once or twice a year, I'll have like 5 losers in a row. And I keep it on my desk just to be like, dude, it's normal. Like, you know, it's normal. Did I read the encyclopedia as a kid? No, I didn't. I don't know what that question means, but no, I didn't. I did not. Yeah, but anyway, trader with a lower accuracy can expect a higher streak of losers. Naruto said he did. Wait, why are you asking if I read an encyclopedia? Is it because I'm a geek or a nerd or whatever? But I mean, whatever. Nerds unite. I was always a closet geek. But anyways, to get back to whose question was that? Frankie, right? Frankie. That's why what is the best strategy? There's no best strategy, but I don't prefer strategies that have low win rate and high risk reward, because those strategies are statistically, they're going to have long streaks of losers, and I don't want to deal with that, you know. 6 to 7 losers in a row, that's enough of a mind F for me. I don't need to be dealing with longer streaks than that. I like winning. So I think traders should print that chart and keep it on their table, because I just know that there's people out there who have 5 losers in a row, and then they just start losing their mind and changing their systems, you know. But you can't fight the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. Naruto said, "How do you get that? How do you get that chart?" It should be on Google. But let me here, Naruto. I'll make it maximum size. You could just screenshot it. So what I'm gonna do, Naruto, is I'm gonna make it the full size of the screen, and then after the stream, you could just go and you could just screenshot it. Let me just do it for you. 1 second. All right, I'm just gonna make this. I'm just gonna put this to cover the whole screen for a second, just so you guys can screenshot it after the stream. There you go. All right, and we are. I don't know. Take a note of where we are in the stream time wise, so that you can come back and screenshot it. I'll leave it up for a second. All right. There you go. Yeah. But yeah. Let's see. Ruhabner said, "Do I think we're going to continue bearish throughout the year?" So just respectfully, I would say I don't think that far ahead. When I try to make far out predictions on the market, it affects my ability to move fluidly session to session. When I'm able to make a read that I'm confident, 65 or greater percentage confident, I put on a swing trade. And I only put on swing trades 3 to 6 times a year. So, you know, my specialty is making intra-session predictions. And, you know, that's kind of how I make my living. See what else we got. Naruto, good to have you here, brother. Yeah, Rahub Nair. As far as making big predictions like that, like, just think about it. Like, making long-term predictions like that, you know, it requires it requires you to think. So I'm like, I'll just save my thinking for things that are gonna help me intra-session. Like, trying to predict what we're gonna do for the rest of the year, it's not gonna help me. It's gonna consume some part of my thought process, but it's not gonna help me enough. You know, so the farthest out predictions I would make would be maybe 3 to 8 sessions, and even then, it's rare. Right now, one thing I am watching that is a little bit just zoomed out. One thing I am watching that's a little bit zoomed out is I'm gonna go to a 5,000 tick chart, and let's zoom out as much as I possibly can, and let's scroll over. Let me see, March 5th. I'm just trying to find it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So on was it March 10th? I think it was March 10th. Okay. So this is the high of the current sort of zone that we're trading in. What will happen is, like, you know, I'm paying attention to liquidity and just the overall market environment throughout the session, right? That's part of, you know, part of what I consider a requirement. It's something that I do. So one of the things I observed when we got up to this short-term top, 25,400 area, when we were up there, the market seemed very healthy. We did not spend much time up there, but when we were up there, the market seemed very healthy. So, you know, I don't know. It just seemed a little suspect that it was so healthy there and we didn't spend much time up there. But at the same time, that could have just been weak shorts getting out and stronger shorts getting in. So it could have just been high liquidity and health up there because there was just regular old inventory exchange between market participants. I don't know, but it just seemed a little suspect how liquid it was up there that we didn't spend more time up there. So I don't know. Maybe the lid gets taken off this market and we just squeeze up to there one more time before we drop lower. I'm not sure, but it just created a marker in my brain. So I have a marker up there, and I had a marker down at 24,200. Similar scenario. We had got down to there. We had spent time down there, but not much. It was very liquid, and we had left that low. And I said, hey, it seemed suspect. I think we're going to sweep that low in the next few sessions, and we did. Right, so not enough for me to put on a swing trade, but I just thought it was a little suspect. I thought it was a little suspect the way that we acted up there. Let's see. Where are we at on likes? 6 minutes to power hour. Get my windows mixed up here. Guys, great questions today. I love interacting with chat. I redid my layout so I can always see chat on the right-hand side. So, of course, I'm looking at charts, I'm looking at other things, but for the most part, I'm usually able to see what's going on with chat. So that's cool. Because I like to be interactive with chat. I enjoy that. Let's see if I missed anything. Oh, 49 Trade said you're on your third system today. I guess you're talking about like having a loser and then switching systems, like strategies. Arun Juke, whatever, 5148 said, hey, no hate, genuine question before joining. If Rocket Scooter ever goes down, would we still be able to trade independently, or is the method tied to the tool? That's a great question. So short answer, you know, the too long didn't read answer is there's mechanisms in place, both in knowledge transfer and systematic like technology redundancy that, you know, I don't think we would run into that. Like even in the event of a even in the event of someone critical to the team is no longer, you know, able to operate something in the technology sequence, there's safeguards in place, right? There's safeguards in place. So because there's a lot of people who subscribe to the platform, so it's at the size where, you know, it's not just a team in the basement sort of running a couple of servers. There's redundancies both in the technology and there's redundancies in the way that the knowledge will get transferred if the person who holds, you know, the kind of the secret keys is no longer accessible. So that's all in place. Now, the method itself is somewhat tied, like it is tied to the platform. Like the edge is in the levels, but that doesn't mean that the boot camp and the methodology of scaling into trades and stuff is not usable elsewhere. So I mean, take whether or not you trade the Rocket Scooter platform, take the boot camp, you would get something out of it. But the Rocket Scooter platform has redundancies both for technology and the people involved in the chain. But good question. Good question. I wondered the same thing when I was doing research. Matt kind of talks through those redundancies every now and again on his own stream. That's how I know. But good question. Good question. Right, you don't want to frame your whole career around something, and then all of a sudden it goes away. Chester Frick said if Matt shutters, RS will be royally FD. No, I'll tell you why. Because Matt's the CEO of the company. He's not gonna just let the company go under if something like, he's got mechanisms in place. It doesn't rely on him. He's got mechanisms that if something happened to him, the company would, the knowledge is locked up, but it would get transferred. So we love Rocket Scooter. We love Matt. They're staying around. Let's see. Someone said why I'm on the June contract, not March. Today's rollover, so I rolled over to the June contract. Oh, you know what, Dave? Okay, Dave. Sidetrack here, but Dave Mack said, "You're in PA. It was 80 last Thursday and snowing on Friday." Yeah, my girlfriend was in PA, and she said the same thing. She was like, it was 80 and then it was snowing. She was there. Matoski said, "You're like Neon. You like to roll over the weekend before Monday." Yeah. I don't want to roll over after. I would rather roll over ahead. Yeah, the charts are set up. You're kind of rolled over already. I do the same. Yeah. All right, guys, it's Power Hour. Power Hour. Yeah, that whole 80 degrees, the snow thing. My girl was telling me about that. I was like, what? Like, It's beautiful in Vegas right now. I went for a walk this morning, before the open. It was nice. Philly suburbs. I used to live in Rittenhouse. I used to live at the Dorchester. You guys, the Dorchester? It's around the park. It's one of the buildings around the Rittenhouse Park. I lived at the Dorchester when I lived in Philly. Who's from Philly? Who knows the Dorchester? Who knows Rittenhouse Park? Dave Mack probably knows the park. Let's see. Guys, smash the like button. We got another giveaway during Power Hour. Let's see. Sitting there, huh? So what? Is it that obviously our MHP and our HP resilience crossed over 0? Was that pretty much just that Nvidia move? Press conference? Was there any other catalyst? I know everyone was talking about Nvidia. Our Junk's still asking about the Rocket Screw. No, Rocket Screw's an established company. There's not, it's not like some guy with a computer in his basement throwing levels out there. Like, this is a real solid platform with technology and developers and people behind it. So, you don't gotta worry about it going away. Rocket Scooter's got thousands of users on it. It's here to stay, baby. Okay? It's here to stay. Rocket Scooter's here to stay, baby. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Penton Mad Scad said, please go up. Uh-oh, someone's long. You trading the sludge, huh? Let's see what we got here. Positive MHP. I mean, we're way above DD band now. Well, no, I guess no, it's tight action. We're only 10 points above DD band. Average true range pretty low today. Slow volume. I mean, you guys have been. I've had the velocity meters up for every stream, I believe. I mean, I don't think we've seen volume velocity in the red in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Study Hard said, I won't trade night right now. Is it because of volume velocity equals red? Talk about my indicators. Okay. So let's talk about what's on stream. So on the left-hand side of the screen, it's Rocket Scooter, right? Rocket Scooter draws high volume, tradable pivots, draws them at the beginning of the session. So I trade around those levels in conjunction with the levels on seeds, which are drawn at the end of the regular session. So they're drawn every day, you know, they'll be drawn at the close. So I use them in conjunction with each other. They're both liquidity based. And the way that I use them in conjunction with the velocity meters is when volume velocity is slowing down, meaning the line is going up, it means that there's less volume going through the market. And when volume slows down and price slows down with it, usually that means you're in a more liquid spot. So sometimes they'll slow down together, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the market is illiquid. It just means that the market is slowed down. But what will happen sometimes is volume will slow down, but price will stay fast. And that is something that I am very cautious of, because it means that price is still moving without volume to back it, so it's hollow. And hollow action means market's moving, no one's there, right? So the volume and the price velocity is something I always watch, because it helps me gauge liquidity in the market. Today the volume has just been slow the whole session. It's been slow the whole session. And what that's caused for me is just an inability to get initial drive off of my entries without having to have, you know, huge stops, because it's just hard to, there's not getting precise reactions at the levels for me. Study hard. You're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Today I would describe it, it's like sludgy actions. Like, you know, you get in trying to get some drive, and it's like the move gets absorbed. And my stats, like, you know, I know what my stats usually look like. My stats are the perfect reflection of a sludgy of a day like that, because my stats show normal accuracy but abnormal, for me, normal accuracy but abnormal risk reward. Let me open it up. Right, 71% accuracy, but look at the risk reward. It's totally off, which means, like, I'm exiting losers, but I'm not able to get any drive on the winners. So, you know, like, I managed risk fine, but I couldn't get anything out of the winners. And that ties into item number 4 on the agenda, knowing your edge and recognizing when it's lower or missing. Right? Recognizing when it's lower or missing. Study Hard said use tick charts in comparison to the standard time charts to get a similar effect. You like what I came up with? Yeah, you could use tick charts as well. Like if you use a very low tick chart, I think Matt does this. If you use a very low tick chart, you'll be able to see when volume all of a sudden comes into the market, because you'll see like all of a sudden ticks will print. Like it's all like you'll see the actual speed movement. I just prefer seeing it so I can go back historic. I just like seeing it the way I programmed it. So that's why I have it that way. But you could do it on the tick chart. That's fine. Rockstar said, have I traded crypto in the past? Not traded, just like to me I like crypto as like a 20 to 30 year play. So I mean, you know, I have Bitcoin, but I don't trade it because to me it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't, to me it's not something I'd want to trade. Oh, some sort of catalyst. Some sort of catalyst. All right, price velocity, volume. Okay, here we go. Something's going on. Up.
They say he rides when the market sleeps, when greed runs deep and silence creeps. They call him the Rocket Scooter Reaper.
Damn. All right. Some sort of catalyst there. Nvidia news. Oscar said, really hoping Matt didn't have any flowers delivery just now. Damn. That was a nice little spike. I would have been down for a short at 25.049. Nice level up there. Mm, 14 points. That's a bummer. I really wish that pushed up just a little bit more. That would have been nice. Hitcha, that spike was all about... Everyone's saying something's going to Nvidia. Oh man, that's a real bummer. I wish that squeezed a little bit higher. Total round trip. That sucks. Leo, what up, G? What's up? What's up? Alright, guys, hit the like button. We're gonna do another giveaway. We're gonna do another giveaway during Power Hour, probably in 20 minutes. Everyone's talking about Nvidia in chat, huh? Leo, I'm good, brother. Good. Solid day today. Red day, but it's good performance. I performed well. Happy with my day. Chan said, am I still going to be going for a trade? No, I pulled the order. So the only place I really would have wanted to get into that, in that squeeze, I put the order there. It just didn't get there. So I pulled it once we got this big pullback. Was 25.049 and a scale at 25.082. But you know, I was just kind of hoping we'd squeeze into that decision block and then pull right back. We got this. It pulled right back off that level, but it didn't quite get to it. So, like if we had rotated a little bit under it and then spiked into the level, I would have kept the order there. But the fact that we had such a drastic pullback I don't know. Hopefully, if they're still talking and some other catalyst pushes it back up into that level, I'll watch the action when we get up there. But I'd have to manage size on that anyways because we're above DD band. That's a pretty risky short. Hitcha, do I long-term invest or just trading? So as far as just regular day-to-day trading, and then I invest in houses. Is this press conference still going on with the whatever this catalyst is? That was quite a squeezage for just a regular press conference, huh? Nvidia. Oh god. Full tilt futures. You got me with that one, bro. Full tilt futures. Oh, that was funny. Oh, sorry. That caught me off. That was pretty funny. I don't know. Reading that just caught me off guard. Full tilt futures. He said God wants to build a data center in heaven. I don't know why I found that so funny, to be honest, but I don't know. That was funny. Anyways, who knows what he's saying? I don't listen. There was a ton of volume in that. That was not a hollow move. Ton of volume came into the market for that spike. A ton. Total round trip, man. Sure, some people got smoked. Man, we're just stable in this block the whole session. $150 points. Anyone got who's trading out there? Who's got a bias? Anyone got a bias, long or short? Adam K said schmooked. Who's got a bias out there? Oh, hey guys, public service announcement. Public service announcement. Someone I know who's not a trader called me last night asking me if they should buy oil. So, you know what that means. Watch it. Be careful trading oil. When you got non-traders calling you, asking you if they should buy oil, just be very careful. It just said, did he? I mean, it's not an exact science, but usually when people start asking about stuff like that, it's usually not a good time to be participating. You know, it's usually not a good time to be participating. And I told him, I was like, my guy, it just, you know, I said to him, I'm like, here's what I said to him. I said, one of two things gonna happen if you buy a whole bunch of oil. You're gonna make 100 G's and you're gonna be like, hey, that's pretty cool. Or you're gonna lose 100 G's and you're gonna be like pissed. You know, because like this person who called me, you know, like they would probably bet 100 G's on something like that. And I just know what he's like. He's the kind of person where, you know, if he wins 100 G's, he's gonna be like, oh, that's cool, that was neat. And if he loses it, he's gonna be pissed at himself. So I was like, don't do it. And he took my advice. He runs a huge painting company, and yeah, he does well. It makes, I don't know, makes probably a couple million a year. And he's still growing his company. He has like all these sub teams, and he does really good. He's only been doing it for like 5 or 6 years, but he's crushing it. But anyways, I said, yeah, don't waste your money, because you're not going to be excited about the win and you're going to be pissed at the loss. So it's a lose. It's basically a neutral or a loss. So what's the point? Oil price, let's see. Look at this. Look at that. I hadn't even looked at oil. Oil's down 4% today. I'm about to call him and be like, yo, aren't you glad you didn't make that trade at the open today? I should have been like, yeah, bet the house, bro. Go for it. Hitcha, okay. Hitcha just nailed it, because this is Hitcha. I also said that to my friend. Hitcha said it. You make these trades before the war starts or not at all. And I gotta agree with Hitcha on that. Leo said, did I make sure I said not financial advice? Nah, he's a good friend of mine, so. Hitcha nailed it. What I said was, I was like, dude, people, like, the easy trade is over. Like, people knew, there was inside information, you know, like, you don't know. Now it's going to be a cluster. Unless you're intra-session trading it, you know, with Edge. I'm like, and he's like, all right, I'll stick to my painting business. I was like, yeah, just do that. I was like, if you want to do something, you know, buy it, you know, buy a couple $100,000 worth of Bitcoin and hold it for 10 years. If you're really itching to just buy something, I was like, just do that, dude. And just forget about everything else. Damn, we aren't as... No, of course you guys are my friends, but there's a legal obligation here. You gotta say not financial advice. Oh, you know what else I said to him? I was like, dude, I was like, if oil rips to 180, I was like, don't be calling me mad. All right? I was like, I'm just giving you the advice on, like, you know, what I would do. I was like, I ain't trading it. Damn! Matoski shorted the BS pop. Matoski. I missed my entry by... Damn, Matoski got it. Matoski got the balls of steel. I missed my entry by 19 points. I guess 19 points is kind of a lot, so it wasn't that close. But I missed my entry. Wait, what's going on here? There we go. Matoski shorted the pop. Damn. He got it. Well, at least one of us got it. Hey, yo, Matoski, how'd you... What was your... I wonder what your entry was. Did you just say, oh, this is BS, I'm just going to scale in? I should have just done that. I wanted my level to get tagged. But good. Matoski caught it. Matoski caught it. That was a BS pop. Yep, scaled in. Yeah. I just... Negative... 10 contracts? Nice. Then smacked it with minus 40. My dog, let's go. Yo, I should have taken the calls on the account challenge. Damn, that's nice. My two levels are 25,049 and 25,092. I really wanted that. I wanted that. Damn. Got your revenge for the flowers. Matoski. That's probably a nice 30, 40 G's on that. My man. I like that. We need a poly market so I could take that bet on the account challenge. I put 10 G's on that. Why not? What a trap. Yeah, some people got smoked for sure. Oh shoot, the poll's still up? Alright guys, let's get started on our other giveaway. Let's see what we got here. 334 likes. Yeah, it should be up to 3. Let's get it up to 350, then we can start our giveaway. We're giving away, I didn't do the code word yet, but we are going to be giving away, let's see, My Funded Futures 50K Rapid. Roga the Lamb asking about the music. I mean, I like, lately I've been liking, I guess I have to come up with some samples. I'm gonna get back to you on that. I like the drill songs that like Fibonacci posts. Those are cool. I like the rock songs. I like house. Guys, I didn't give the code word out yet. The code word's not gonna be MFF. It's not gonna be MFF. Off. Someone said off. Bunch of bots up in here. Guys, don't get yourself banned. Oh wow, the first one's already been claimed. All right, let me bring up the giveaway engine. Damn, I can't believe. Oh man. That was such a BS pop. Well, whatever. I couldn't chase it. All right. Giveaway engine. Code word. $1 trillion? $1 trillion. What should we do for the code word? Let's see. All right, the code word. The code word is, I'm going to paste it in chat. The code word is flowers be gone. Because Matt got the flowers back. Flowers be gone. Flowers be gone. All right, so it's a My Funded Futures 50K Rapid. $3,000 target. $2,000 drawdown. Let's see what else. Let me pull up the full specs. Guys, smash the like button while you're there. My Funded Futures. Let's see what they say. Okay, My Funded Futures, 50K Rapid. Rapid 50K. All right. So it's a $3,000 target. It's a $2,000 drawdown. End of day drawdown. 5 contracts or 50 micros. 50% consistency. It's 1 day payout. 1 day to payout. $500 minimum for payouts. 90% profit split. And the buffer requirement's 2.1K. Which I think is less than TPT. I think TPT's 3K on the 50Ks. My Funded Futures. Let's see. Where are we at on likes? Almost at 350. Guys, let's get the likes up. More likes, more giveaways. That's what they say. Jake from Save Farm said winner, winner, chicken dinner. Hey, Lactic Law. You blew consistency, but blowing consistency is not necessarily bad. It just means what you got. It's just going to take more time to get to the payout. But you could still, you know, it's not necessarily bad. Because it should help with your drawdown. Because I don't think the drawdown will follow you. Adam Daz with the every color thumbs up. Nice.
Small winds whisper, telling me go. But I've been
Damn, I can't believe we just can't. Why you couldn't get a little bit higher on that pop? Really?
the tremble here. The doubt comes quick. I'm sick of the shadows. I'm done with the tricks. I'm holding on.
Our junk, yeah, it's one account being given away. We gave away one account earlier. You missed it. We gave away one account earlier as well. Dude, honestly, this has been the story of my session. Look, Mr. Phil at what? 20. How far was this? I believe this was close, dude. This was close.
The urge to quit, it cuts like a knife. Trade the stars for a flicker of light. I've grabbed the scraps. I've let it all.
Devin said that's how it be sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, Devin, I don't know if you were here earlier. One of the things I've been working on is, because I've been entering more with wrestling orders. Something I'm working on adjusting just because I feel like it will be more doable while I'm multitasking with stream. So I don't know, but it did cost me today by trying to do that. But I gotta give it more time. I gotta give it a few weeks of trying that before I just say it's not gonna be for me. Bruh Squirrel said you don't need to be in every opportunity. Totally true. It just kind of sucks when you have an order set and it misses it. But whatever. Tomorrow will be good. 356 people in the house. Wow, look at this. 350 likes, 350 people. That's cool. A little 1-to-1. Nice little ratio. My funded futures 50K rapid. All right, we'll give it, let's see, 1 minute and 52 seconds. We got 186 entrants. Damn, so some people didn't even join the giveaway. Namzi Singh joined the giveaway 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times. But your name only gets entered once. You just gotta type it in once. I wonder if it like deletes it and re-adds people when they double type it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Mission control. Do you copy?
I got an Italian. I got like there's an Italian bakery by us. Got like this baguette. It's like an Italian style baguette. It's like a baguette shape, but it's softer. It's made with sourdough. Got some upstairs. Got to have some with some. It's like a Russian zucchini spread. Russian zucchini spread. Drizzle olive oil on there. A little salt. Oh, delicious. I'm already planning my post-stream snack. Hungry today. 23 seconds. Art asking if I ever use Rocket Scooter for swings, or is it better for short-term, lower-term time frame plays? You can use it for swings. There's something called monthly maps. It gives you a visual that you can use to make longer, a little bit more farther out predictions. It's called monthly maps. It's covered pretty well in the boot camp. When you switch to a daily chart on Rocket Scooter, it brings up the monthly maps. So you can definitely, like, there's definitely additional edge. If you're a swing trader, even if you just got it just to use monthly maps, it would still be in my opinion, still be a good decision. All right, guys, 9 seconds. I'm going to share the little giveaway engine here. Giveaway, Brave. All right, here we go. If you're just joining, type flowers be gone in chat. Oh, you know what? Guys, I deleted I'm still going to post my stuff to Twitter, but I'm only going to do it from my computer. I deleted Twitter from my phone because there's so much garbage on there. Like this morning like I just logged in and I was going to post my thing on my phone, and it shows me like pictures of dogs doing stuff, and shows me pictures of like all sorts of random stuff. And then there's also a lot of there's too much garbage on there, and it kept sucking me in on my phone, so I deleted it from my phone. I just figured when I sit down at my desk, I'll put my notes in on there, and you know, I don't have to carry it around in my pocket all the time, because the algorithm's really good. It kind of sucks you in. Like I would look at something and then all of a sudden 10 minutes would have gone by, and I would have just been like watching videos of like, you know, like cats like smacking a dog in the face, and then like all this whatever, just stupid stuff. And then there's like people bickering on there about other stuff, and I'm just like, dude, I guess, you know, what is this? I have an add-on for Facebook, because I have Facebook on my computer, but I have an add-on. It's called Facebook Purity, FBP, and it blocks all the stuff that's not from your groups, but they don't have anything like that for Twitter. All right, here we go. Time to pick a winner. I went off on a tangent, sorry. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick a winner. My Funded Futures 50K Rapid. Let's go. Rocking Peaks. I wonder if that's a mountain climber or something. Do you climb mountains? Rocking Peaks. Congratulations, you're a winner. Jake from Safe Farm said rigged. Trader 007NQ. Rocking Peaks said no way. Rocking Peaks, congratulations. Rocking Peaks, are you a mountain climber or a climber or something? What's with Rocking Peaks? What is Rocking Peaks? What's the story behind that name? You don't have to tell us, but it'll be cool if you do. We see you. We see you. Congratulations on the win, Rocking Peaks. It was about climbing? Look, it was about climbing. You know, I've never climbed in my life, but I love climbing movies. Has anyone seen Meru? M-E-R-U? When they climb the shark's fin on Mount Meru? Crazy. You were into it years ago, and you calmed down? Did anyone see the one with the ice climber? Anyone see the one with the ice climber? Oh, let me look up the name of it. 8 minutes to mock. Namzi Singh. So I can't share it, but if you go on the evening stream and you ask Darb, Sir Darb, aka Brad, ask him for the playlist and he'll give you the link. It's his playlist. He shared it with me. But he shares it with people on his stream. But you got to go to his stream to ask him to get it. The Alpinist. The Alpinist. That's what it's called. Woo Outside. Guys, if you haven't seen The Alpinist, oh my god. The footage is insane. The Alpinist. You got to see it. It's just... It's crazy. Oh, wait. What's going on here? Hold on. Yes, check out The Alpinist. 7 minutes to mock. . . 7 minutes to mock. 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 . 7 minutes to mo Rocking Peaks, congratulations. So Rocking Peaks, in order to claim your prize, I'm not sure if you know, but you're going to go to the link in the description for the Discord. Within the Discord, go to the contest channel, message the admin named Slacks, send him a picture, a screenshot of your YouTube ID, and he's going to go ahead and hook you up. Jake from State Farm got it. Go to Slacks, he'll hook you up. Use a winner. The room shows up. Our room shows up. Our family's here. If you're new here, welcome to the family. We got 3 shows a day. We got a show at 8:30 Eastern. Matt, aka Matoski, the creator of this channel and the inventor of Rocket Scooter, he goes live. He's doing a $100K to $1 million challenge right now. I go live in the afternoons, and then Sir Darb, aka Brad, goes live in the evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we got 3 shows a day. Come join us. Come hang out. Lore Kick still typing in the code word. Mr. 21 said congrats to all the winners. Sir Darb, what's up, G? Sir Darb, someone was just asking for your playlist link, and I said you gotta join the evening stream. Sir Darb, no, I missed the fill. I missed the fill by like 19. I missed my fill. Matoski got it though. Let's see. About 20 points. I missed my entry by 20 points. The level I would have traded off was a little higher. Darb caught it. Nice. Guys, I got a little FOMO. Right? The boys caught it. I missed it. But, you know, what can I do? It didn't get quite to where I wanted to get to. I just need a little bit more. Yeah, Namzi Singh, join Darb's stream tonight and he'll share that link with you, I'm sure. If you ask nicely. There you go. Sir Darb gonna drop the link tonight. It's nice that he shares the playlist with us. That's cool. Guys, if you didn't hit the like button, hit the like button. We appreciate it. 4 minutes to mock. Still got positive MHP resilience. Still got positive hedge pressure resilience. I wonder if we sweep the lows and then come back up into the range for mock. Let's see. Wonder if we sweep the lows and then come back up. Mutinate. I don't use time frame on the seeds. I use tick chart, so it's usually either a 5,000 or a 2,000 tick chart. And I just can't stop. I clicked the buy, I thought I'd win, but MHP just broke again. A catalyst was in effect, but I ignored the signs. What did I expect? My stop was set, but I pulled it wide, then I added more. Went forward. I know the rules, I know the flow, but tilted hands just won't let go. Let it go, let it go. Your account's on fire. What a
look, it's turning. I knew it would. Wait, nope, still dropping. That ain't good. But wow, a bounce, I'll add some more. Oh no, it's worse than it was before. Ooh, a green candle, yes, it's back. No, 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 don't drop, don't crack. I swear this thing is bound to rise. I'll master bet until I die. Let it go. Let it go. Your account's on fire. What a joke. Let it go. Let it go. The market's daddy and you're its hoe. You can't fight.
Mock. I don't know, man. I feel like, kind of feels like we're gonna sweep lows and come back into the range at mock.
Market wins until you let it go. I've prayed to charts, I've cursed the Fed, I've thrown my mouse, I've kicked the bed. I told the stream the squeeze is soon. Now I'm just crying at the moon. Let it go. Let it go. Your account's on fire. What
No, I didn't freeze. I was just looking at something. I was just concentrating.
the market's daddy and you're its hoe. You can't fight. You can't control. The market wins until you let it.
That's funny. No, I was kind of concentrating there. Man. Just haven't been able to break that low all day.
Another hot night, same lane. Talk your talk, it all sounds the same. Every tick's a setup, you can't code.
I'm still gonna keep at the overnight open. I'm keeping my eyes on this 24,820 level. I'm keeping my eyes on that. Sip Distrat said those dog. He was in the zone reading Twitter. The dog videos really got to him. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no. No more Twitter on my phone. Desktop only for me on Twitter. Too distracting.
You can front, you can deceive, but you can't fade what you don't believe. You call it love, I call it skill. You're still wishing I'm cashing bills. Momentum's mine, I wrote the plan. You fade a storm, but I'm the fucking man. Don't fade me, your luck won't last. Don't fade me, I'm moving fast. You call the bluff, I call the line. Don't fade me, this chart is mine. Talk your trash, I'll take that trade. Watch your ego start to fade. Scooters humming, I ride that flame. Rocket fuel running through my veins. Don't fade me, I'm wired to win. Don't fade me, I'm dialed in. You can bet again.
I'm liquidity. Sounds like you had a rough rough session. I mean, it's just there's not a lot of drive. There's not a lot of drive. It's been tough today.
See what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people trade with a time stop. I've never traded with a time stop. Like hold it if it doesn't move in a certain amount of time. I haven't done that.
Mops flicker on at 8:30. Rocket scooters parked at the gate. Price dive south to the bear zone grade. I'm licking lips, can't hesitate. Gap below me, balls on above. One quick slap and I'm in love. Timing tight, trigger finger gloved. And too long, rocket scooter shove. Tap tap, bear tops back again. Tap tap, same old friend. Tap tap, wallet says when.
Be cool if we gap down tonight and then just rip up. That would be cool. One thing I noticed is when we spiked up today, during that Nvidia catalyst, when we spiked up, there was a lot of volume up there. Like it's not like we spiked up and then it became really hollow up there and we dropped back down. Like there was a lot of volume up there. So that was interesting. So I still want to get up to that block. We swept Friday's highs. I don't really pay attention to like previous session high, but I guess did we? Oh yeah, I see. But then like we still got Thursday's highs, we still got Wednesday's highs. I always had trouble framing things like that. Like, but it makes sense that there'll be stops up there. But that's all retail stops that will be up there. Yeah, I don't know. Feels like we still gotta get back up there. 3 minutes to close. Damn, I guess we ain't gonna sweep the lows. Intra-session. If we gap down, I mean, I'll watch the tape, but if we gap down, if we gap down, I want a long. I'll make a game time decision, but I'm going to watch the open tonight. I'll watch the open tonight. But I hope we gap down and then rip. That's what I'd like to see. We'll see where the overnight dynamic levels come in as well. But I would love to see a gap down. I had a trade last night with a runner. I didn't hold the runner long enough. Right at the open, I was on a walk, and I was on the walk with my girl, and I tried to pull up the chart on my phone, but I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get it in time. So I ended up, I think my entry was around, it was like, I think we got home at like 6:30. Oh. 1 minute to the close. Who wants to see a gap up? Who wants to see a gap down? That's the close. Who wants to gap up? Who wants to gap down? I want to see a gap down and then a rally. I don't know. I might just be saying that because my order got missed twice today. Down here. I might be biased. Alright, fam, that's the close. Make sure you tune in to Darb stream tonight. I think it's going to be an interesting... I don't know. Maybe volatility wakes up overnight. Today was tight. Maybe volatility wakes up overnight because today was really tight. So make sure you tune in to Darb stream, 7 p.m. Eastern on this channel. It's already scheduled, so you can click notify me so you don't miss it. And for whoever was asking about the playlist, he'll post it in there. So until tomorrow morning, 8:30 Eastern, log on. Matt, aka Matoski, will be going live. I'm out for the night, so take it easy. I will see you guys here again tomorrow. Peace.